If you're a projector, you've probably noticed that most sales advice feels a little bit off, like it was written for someone who has completely different energy than you do, aka most likely written for sacral beings. So today we are talking about sales for projectors and specifically how to create a sales system that actually works with your design instead of against it. Because the last thing you need is another strategy that is built for a sacral being, right? That leaves you feeling drained and frustrated and like you need to step outside of your design in order to be successful. So first, let's talk about how I approach sales, because it's a little bit different to maybe other coaches that you have learned from. So I am a big believer in sales not just being a caption. It's not just about what you post on Instagram or the email that you send to your list or your open cart period. And honestly, if you don't want to sell every single day, not because you have blocks around it, but because it just doesn't feel that exciting for you, that's actually okay. You just need a different approach so that this gets to be possible for you, because it's completely okay to just want your work to speak for itself. But in order to do that, you need to have an ecosystem approach to sales. And that's what the 4-step sales system is that I teach my clients. It's about creating a complete experience that works even when you are not actively selling, which is really important for you as a projector. So the 4 steps in this system are magnetize, educate, close, and deliver. So we are magnetizing people to our content, right? We are bringing them in through whatever marketing platforms that we are using. We educate them. This is definitely the most skipped step. We educate them about what we do and how we can support them. We close the sale, and then we deliver an incredible experience. And this 4-step system, and really zooming out, I guess, and approaching sales in this ecosystem kind of way, this is how I'm able to have consistent recurring revenue while not selling every single day. In fact, there are periods in my business where I'm not selling any of my 2 signature programs for 3 to 4 months. But you need to plan for that. You need this bigger ecosystem in place. By the way, if you want to dive deeper into this framework, I actually have a mini course called Selling Soulfully. It's just $37. You can DM me Soul on Instagram and I'll get that over to you. The link is also below, and it goes through this 4-step system in a little bit more depth. So it gives you insights into different ways that you can magnetize, educate, so whether that's through, a funnel, the kinds of marketing platforms, content, things like that, as well as closing the sale. So whether you were selling in DMs or, sales calls, applications, and then of course delivering the service. And it also shows you how to personalize those 4 steps to your human design. So you can grab that below or just DM me Soul on Instagram. So let's talk about the projector sales strategy, keeping this 4-step sales strategy in mind. So for projectors specifically, your expertise and your guidance is almost like the start of your sales process. So your strategy is to wait for the invitation, right? But if you are not creating a clear process for those invitations to happen organically, you'll kind of end up waiting forever. And then you'll probably find yourself stepping outside of your design and initiating and chasing people, which is just not really going to feel supportive for you long term. So you want to make sure that you have a really clear nurture system in place, because without this ecosystem, you'll be stuck in that cycle of having to constantly find the next client, initiate, and prove your expertise and prove your worth, which is really outside of your design. So your sales process starts with this question: what do you see that other people don't see? This is like your unique selling proposition, and you want to repeat this same message over and over and over in your content. So for example, in my business, one of the messages that I repeat constantly is your business can feel like an exhale. Like you can create a business that loves you back. And that's woven through everything that I do, no matter what specific piece of content that I'm creating. Then you create clear pathways for people to go deeper. So there are multiple ways for maybe people to download something that expands on that core message. So someone might download a guide about, what does it look like to build a business that feels like an exhale based on your human design, right? And then, so in my business, I have something like that. You could actually DM me on DM me quiz rather on Instagram to get that. And it basically matches your human design energy type with a business model that's going to be most supportive for you. And so I'm repeating this same message over and over, right? Your business gets to feel like an exhale. And then I have these different avenues that people can opt into my email list and be taken through this nurture process inside my email list where they can really, understand this concept more deeply. And this is how you can create a pathway to receive organic invitations. So you're not stepping outside of your design to initiate and find more clients. You are creating a pathway to actually receive invitations organically because people are getting to experience your expertise and your wisdom and your ability to see things that other people miss in a really automated way. And so when you do that, you want to make the pathway to work with you really, really clear. So you might consider having maybe an application process so you can assess whether someone is truly recognizing your expertise. Like there's a difference between an invitation where someone doesn't recognize you and an invitation where someone is like, it feels really juicy to you, right? And so an application process can be a way to do that. And if someone's applying, but you don't feel like they're genuinely seeing your value, you can say no to working together. And in Selling Soulfully, I go deeper into the close part of, the sales system and what feels aligned for you, because you don't have to have an application. You can have anything that you like, but this is, how you receive more organic invitations, is having this process where you are starting with sharing what only you can see, and then you are inviting people in to see and experience more of that expertise in a deeper way so that you can receive invitations more organically. So what this looks like in practice is your content demonstrating your ability to see what other people miss. So maybe you are, pointing out patterns that others don't notice, or you're consistently sharing insights that make people think, I never thought of it that way. Then your lead magnets should showcase this insight, not just surface level tips, but your actual expertise. And that can look like having, a mini course. So it's something that's paid. It doesn't have to be free. Like a lead magnet can be anything. It could be a comprehensive guide. It could be some kind of insight that really demonstrates the depth of what you see. Not to mention that this is so cool because it's something that you create once, but it continues to support you. It continues to produce a return on investment over time. And then you have to make sure that your pathway to working together is really clear, right? So it might even pay to get friends of yours or, other projectors or, other people that you are connected with in your industry or friends to actually take a look at your emails or your sales pages, things like that, to basically give you some insight into, yes, this is so clear. Like I know exactly what steps to take if I wanted to work with you. Sometimes we think something is really clear, but in reality, like it's not actually that clear. And so that can be really useful as well. We want to basically make the pathway unbelievably clear so that you can receive more organic invitations and you're not feeling like you have to step outside of your design in order to make sales as a projector. Because as a projector, your superpower is that penetrating insight and your ability to see other people really deeply. So when you design your sales system around that, when your expertise is your sales process, everything becomes so much easier. So here are 3 practical things that you can do right now. Number 1, get clear on what you see that other people don't and start repeating this message over and over in your content. Number 2, create a lead magnet that demonstrates your unique insight. So something that really showcases what you were able to see and really shows people, the blind spots that maybe they are not privy to. And then number 3, make sure the pathway to work with you is crystal clear, whether that's an application process, a discovery call, a sales page, a checkout link, whatever it is. Make sure that the next steps are really obvious. The key for projectors and projector sales is creating systems that basically create organic invitations. They invite recognition rather than requiring you to feel like you're stepping outside of your design to find new clients. Your expertise should be doing the selling for you. And so we really want to create a sales system around that gift of yours. And as part of this human design series, there will be later episodes about content as well as your ideal business model. So you can DM me quiz on Instagram at @JazzJervis_. You can grab the link below to really start aligning your business model and your business strategies to your energy as a projector, because you are so unique and you have such unique gifts that we really want to leverage in your business strategy. Or you can DM me Soul or just head to the link below to create your own 4-step sales system that's aligned to your design and your business, because your sales system should work with your design, not against it. We want you to step into this really fierce sense of self-trust that your natural gifts and your ability to see what other people miss is literally like, that's your sales system, right? We want to let your expertise lead the way for you as a projector.